There's a big mistake in this scene as it contradicts the first movie too, and it's just one of over 30 mistakes we found in the Super Mario Galaxy movie, including continuity errors, animation mistakes, and other weird things. So let's get to them. Where the heck did Yoshi come from in this scene? He almost appears to be coming from a passageway on the right, but we know from when they enter, the only passage is straight ahead. Now you probably know that Yoshi's origin story picks up from a post-credits scene in the first movie. But what you may not have realized is that the two scenes are not the same. Not only does Yoshi's egg hatch entirely differently, but there's no ladder in the original version either. Which, as it turns out, is pretty important to explain how Yoshi gets to the surface at all. Then there's also the fact that Yoshi says after hatching in the original movie, whereas he just yawns in the new one. Yoshi's egg in Galaxy also looks a lot grittier, and we can see water dripping onto only that one too. Now when Yoshi surfaces, we're immediately smacked with a world building mistake that started with the first movie. Although I guess we technically don't know it's a mistake yet, but we will soon enough. Because do you see that shop on the left there called Gyro Mart? Well, it actually returns from the first movie too. But the problem is that in both cases, Rob the Robot is in the logo. As in the same Rob the Robot they meet later on at Gateway Galaxy. So how can he be a mascot in the real world of New York when he's his own entity in the Mushroom Kingdom universe as well? In a fun touch, this Inky Piranha plant spits goo onto the camera lens too. But here's the problem. For a single frame, the goo disappears before reappearing in the exact same spots. Okay, this next problem also applies to the first movie too, but there's no way the layout of Mario Luigi's bedroom makes sense inside this Toad house. Because the interior is rectangular with rectangle windows too, whereas the exterior is rounded with circular windows too. It's literally like trying to cram a square peg through a round hole. When Mario first spots Princess Peach on the rooftop, her legs are dangling over the edge. But in the very next scene, we can see she's actually resting her feet on the ledge instead. I found a couple of cup-based continuity errors in this scene. First, watch where Princess Peach puts Luma's cup, on the table edge right next to her. But the next time we see that table, we can see the cup is scooted over a few inches. And shortly thereafter, it jumps back to where it came from. But the second bigger problem is Peach's own cup that she's holding right here. Because the moment Mario and the gang burst through the door, it magically disappears. Whoa, whoa, whoa! How does Toad have a patch for the Cascade Kingdom when he hasn't even been there yet? Okay, now this next one isn't technically a mistake, but the animators did take a shortcut here that results in Peach grabbing something abnormally fast. Did you catch it? When the scene starts, Peach's parasol is resting against the table. But as soon as the camera pans away, she has it in her hand. Again, not impossible, but she did grab it very quickly. Why does Luigi's spin attack from Mario Galaxy make the cape sound from Mario World? Especially when Mario's same attack later has the correct sound. If we slow down this Hammer Brothers scene, you can clearly tell that the hammers are just appearing out of thin air. When the UFO loses control of Peach's castle, we can see it starts falling toward the planet face first. Yet in the very next scene, it somehow righted itself. Also, just as the interior becomes weightless, we can see just about everything lift off the ground as you'd expect, except for the fallen pillar in the back. Look, I don't care how heavy it is, it wouldn't affect it going weightless here. It's pretty clearly established that Bowser Jr. only has the one snaggletooth, yet here he's got a full set of chompers. And yes, I know that's not uncommon for animated films, such as Zazu here in The Lion King. Fox McCloud shouldn't exist. Because in the first movie, Mario owns a Star Fox toy, which, like the Rob logo from earlier, makes no sense to exist in the real world now. Which is probably why it's the one thing that's missing from Mario's room in this movie compared to the first one. Hey, Fox, where's your Dragon Ball Z scouter thing? It's the only time in the movie where he doesn't have it on. After Bowser Jr. drops a bazooka here, it's nowhere to be seen. There's no power cord attached to that radio. What the hell is powering it? Space magic? Okay, now this one's a pretty big mistake as it contradicts two movies. Because Baby Peach is not wearing any shoes here. Yet, when she appears in the Mushroom Kingdom a few moments later, she magically has shoes on. Which was also the case in the first movie too, because it's the same scene. So where'd she get the shoes from? Did she stop at a shoe store along the way? Even though this Mario Maker scene is clearly set to the 8-bit style, the speaker block is straight out of the 16-bit era. There's a weird animation error here. Did you catch it? For just the final 2 frames here, the bricks and spikes start to disappear from view. Weird. But also, as the 2D elements overlay the 3D ones here, the animators forgot to replace a spike, so it just ends up disappearing instead. Did you catch that? Mario somehow loses the same power-up twice in a row. Here's the first time, and then again. In fact, all the power-ups in this final battle act a little oddly. For instance, why does Luigi only lose his here after he hits the ground, rather than when he's hit by an enemy? Okay, now this next one isn't necessarily a mistake, but it did stand out to me, because in the Mario movie universe, it's been established that powering down is always accompanied by the powering down sound effect like in the games. Yet Yoshi returns to normal here without hearing any such thing. Which, on the one hand, is accurate to how that same power-up worked in the Mario Galaxy 2 game, but on the other hand, it actually came out of a power-up block in this case, making it more akin to any other power-up that we see in the movie. So you would think it would behave the same way. Finally, we have Red Star Mario, which also comes out of a power-up block this time. But here's the thing, after he rescues Bowser Jr., how's he returned back to normal? He never gets hit or anything. Now you could explain this one away as the power being timed like in the Mario Galaxy game, even if that is inconsistent with the other power-ups we've seen in the movie. But even if that were the case, we'd still have the same question about other power-ups too, like Penguin Toad or Frog Luigi. Also, when Luigi draws Mr. Game & Watch, shouldn't he be purple like every other creation made with that brush?
You're gonna play by my rules now.
Stay close, son. She won't break us.
Yeah, Dry Bowser just referred to Luma Lee as a she, even though in the first movie, the Penguin King refers to them as he.
Pay him no heed.
And there you have it, over 30 mistakes I found in the Mario Galaxy movie, even if some of them are super tiny or edge casey. Honestly, I really had to go out of my way to find most of these, as the animators did a superb job throughout the film. Not just in maintaining continuity, but more in making an amazing looking film. And speaking of which, there are Easter eggs everywhere too. So make sure to watch my other video about it linked on the screen right now in order to find over 200 of them. But before you do, make sure to click that subscribe button and ring that bell for tons more from us. And with that, we'll catch you later. Bye everyone.